Hello, I'm Laura Painter. You're watching ABC10 Tonight. Governor Gavin Newsom signs a bill meant to stop rising gas prices in the state. Why not everyone's on board? Then, with just 3 weeks until the November election, we answer a viewer question about Prop 33. Plus, a Stanislaus County-based nonprofit is helping adults get a free education. ABC10 Tonight starts right now.
Signed into law, a bill state leaders and Democratic lawmakers say will prevent gas prices from spiking and save consumers money at the pump. Known as ABX10 the legislation allows the state to require oil refineries to keep a minimum inventory of fuel to avoid supply shortages, which can cause consumers to see higher prices at the pump.
This is a big damn deal.
Lawmakers reconvened for a special session to vote on the bill. An amended bill passed the Assembly in a 41-16 vote Monday, sending the proposal to the governor. Surrounded by state Democratic leaders and Attorney General Rob Bonta at the bill signing.
Price spikes happen when refineries fail to plan for supply during scheduled maintenance. This bill will hold oil companies accountable for resupply plans when refineries shutdowns occur, ultimately saving Californians billions at the pump.
But Republican lawmakers and industry leaders say the proposal will raise prices on consumers.
Gas prices are going to go up. All this bill really does is create a whole other new bureaucracy that's going to come up with regulations maybe sometime in the next 6 months.
I asked the governor about the timeline and how soon consumers can expect to see the legislation make a difference.
We hope by next summer, as it relates to where we start to see these sort of traditional annual spikes, that this legislation will be in effect and impacting those prices in a very, very positive way.
In Sacramento, Alicia Machado, ABC 10.
We've seen a lot of political ads flying back and forth about Prop 33, the statewide vote on rent control, and we're hearing from plenty of you questioning those ads. Christian in Sacramento told us, I hear about one-sided stuff. If it passes this rent control, is it going to hurt affordable housing? Beth in Stockton also asked us to clarify what Prop 33 does. I'm confused. We've got a whole video explaining Prop 33 in more detail, but here's the deal. Both sides are making big claims to try to convince you of what will happen if Prop 33 were to pass. And the truth is, neither side knows for sure what would happen. And that's because Prop 33 is a rent control question that doesn't actually have any new rent control in it. All Prop 33 would do is allow local city and county governments to pass more kinds of rent control than they're allowed to pass right now. We don't know how many cities and counties are going to pass new rent controls if they're allowed to do so, or how strict those new rent controls would be. Right now, cities and counties have restrictions. They cannot put rent control on single-family standalone homes, apartments built after 1995, or control the price of rent for new people signing new leases, only people renewing a lease. Those restrictions would all go away under Prop 33, but what happens next is going to be up to city council members and county supervisors all across California. Both sides will tell you their way is better for affordable housing, and that's because rent control can help make housing more affordable by keeping the rent down. But it can also have side effects that push rent up. If a city passes really strict rent controls, some landlords will choose to sell, taking homes off the rental market. That means less supply, and when you have less supply but high demand, the prices go up. So no matter which side you hear making big claims about what will happen if Prop 33 passes, take it with a grain of salt, because all we know for sure is that it would make more rent controls possible. We don't know yet where and what those new rent controls will be. Prop 32 aims to raise California's minimum wage to $18 an hour. Right now, the minimum wage is $16. It's expected to go up 50 cents for inflation next year. But instead, Prop 32 would raise the minimum wage to $18 an hour next year, which is a 9% raise. There is a caveat. People working for companies with 25 or fewer employees would get a little less, $17 an hour next year. In 2026, if Prop 32 were to pass, the minimum wage would simply be $18 an hour regardless of the size of the employer. It's forecast to hit $17 an hour that year without Prop 32. Then, come 2027, the minimum wage would simply keep adjusting for inflation just like it does already. With Prop 32, it would simply start adjusting from a dollar higher amount. Some cities have higher minimum wages than the state. Prop 32 won't undo that. California also has new special minimum wages for specific jobs. Prop 32 doesn't change those either. This year, we started to have a higher minimum wage of $20 an hour, specifically for most fast food workers, and we're phasing in higher minimum wages of $18 to $23 an hour for many healthcare workers. Prop 32 won't change those numbers whether it passes or fails. In general, raising the minimum wage puts pressure on businesses who pay it. Some might raise their prices on the things you buy from them, others might lay people off. On the flip side, employers also tend to consider giving raises to other workers already making more than the minimum wage just because the minimum wage went up. A yes vote on Prop 32 increases California's general minimum wage to $18 an hour starting next year. A no vote rejects the measure, keeping the minimum wage next year at its forecast $16.50.
And let's turn to weather now, because the other big story we're tracking here is extreme weather of a different kind in the form of fire. Right, Monica?
Oh my gosh, the second week of October, just as we were welcoming in some comfortable temperatures to be outside,
Right.
Mother Nature flips another switch, another challenge for us.
Right. Fire's not the only thing. We're going to be talking cooler temperatures, chance of rain, and snow. So we've really got a full bag of a lot of changes with a weather impact alert going into effect towards the end of the week. Again, we're going to be tracking showers. Those are going to be more on the nuisance side, except if you're in the Sierra. Be prepared for a lot of changing conditions. Increasing winds behind that departing weather system will elevate the fire weather concerns, and that's where we get into this fire weather watch. That'll start up on Thursday, last through Saturday, but also a big punch of cold air coming in, and that's going to give us a freeze watch north of I-80, more towards the northeast corner of California, and then over towards the Nevada side of the Sierra as well. Here you can see the departure from normal with a cool blast of air coming on in. This is going to get us below average temperatures for the middle and end of the work week. So we're back to some very chilly fall conditions coming our way. Here's the approaching weather system right now. A cold front that's going to gain some steam here, really impacting much of the Pacific Northwest with more precipitation, and extreme northern California will be brushed with the tail end of it, which isn't the most powerful part of the system, but it will certainly change our weather conditions. Big Mountain Backyard right now. On this Monday afternoon, we're in the low to mid 80s for Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, and Marysville. Tahoe at 69 degrees. That sunset now before 6:30 at 6:28. Our daylight hours just shrinking so rapidly this time of year. Tomorrow, it's going to be a very average autumn day. We start off with the mid to upper 50s, a little bit of patchy low cloudiness, sunrise at 7:16. We reach those highs in the low 80s. Again, pretty much right on target with our sunset at 6:27. Should still be a beautiful day to get out and perhaps put away some patio furniture and just prepare for these changes, especially with this active weather pattern developing. Cooler with showers. That'll be mainly our Wednesday into early Thursday forecast. Once we set up this high to low pressure gradient late Thursday through Friday, Friday's going to be a windy day. Roll down those umbrellas. Like I said, put in any patio furniture. If you have any of those Halloween decorations out, might want to also bring those inside. As far as total rainfall, it's going to be very slim for the valley. A quick passing shower is about it, only about 1/10 of an inch for the foothills. But like I said, snow may be a problem for this year if you're not prepared for it. Not so much on Wednesday, but more so Thursday night into early Friday. Only about 1 inch in accumulation, but even that can cause some delays. Our future wind gusts, all right, here's where we get into the real action. As you can see, developing on Friday morning, wind gusts up to about 30 to 40 miles per hour in the valley, and higher gusts possible in some pockets. Just be prepared for that, especially for the Delta. A likely cooler and likely wetter setup as we head towards the end of October. Highs in the 70s for this Sierra tomorrow. We're still in the 80s for much of the foothills, and in the 60s and 70s along the coast once we head inland. That's where we hit those highs in the 80s. Much cooler weather pattern by the middle and end of the work week. Highs only in the 40s for the Sierra. We'll be in the 60s and 70s for the foothills. And a look at that 3-day forecast. We're going to start those weather impact alert days on Thursday. Windy weather develops on Friday through early Saturday, and then We're back to the dry weather, some really beautiful fall conditions, but all eyes, especially on that late Thursday, Friday, early Saturday forecast.
And sadly, Monica, when we talk about fire danger, this is the time of year where we've seen some of the massive fires, right, in this
Certainly
region.
is.
Okay.
That's so true. Something to watch out for.
Yes.
Monica, thank you.
Tio Gonzalez, it's a person who was born in Mexico City, only child. ¿Cómo está? Hola, hola.
Consul Gonzalez Jimenez is in charge of making sure the rights and interests of Mexican nationals living in this country are protected while promoting ties between Mexico and California, a role he dreamed of having his entire life.
My parents, since I was a child, they always educate me in this way in terms of working hard. If you want something, work hard and do whatever is necessary to achieve that goal.
Gonzalez holds a law degree, and at the age of 21, he landed his first official job representing Mexico internationally at the United Nations in New York.
I was 9 years old the first time that I had the opportunity to visit New York City.
This trip sparked his dream of once working at the United Nations, something he thought he could accomplish in his late 30s or 40s, but never did he think he could achieve it in his 20s. He spent 16 years at the UN, and that role paved the way for him to become Consul General of Mexico. In November of 2023, he officially took office after being appointed by then President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Here, migrants receive help with anything from documents to passports to DACA renewals.
I believe that this role is very important because the location, as you know, being here in the capital, that takes another level of responsibility. There's 12 million of Mexicans living in this state.
He says it's a big role. Aside from representing Mexico's government, he works closely with Governor Newsom and says Mexico and California have strong ties.
Something that we're working really hard in terms of now this Hispanic Heritage Month is like the relevance to give visibility to our migrants here and their contributions. But there's still a lot of work to do in terms of respect, in terms of dignity, in terms of equity, in terms of human rights and civil rights.
Gonzalez says his work is focused on 3 M's: minorities, migrants, and Mexico.
Personally, it's something that it's in my flag of work just because, yes, I'm Mexican, I'm migrant, I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community as a non-binary person. We need to show the visibility of our work with representation.
He says he's the only and first open non-binary consul general. And he still remembers how in the past, if you wanted to be a politician or public figure, you could not speak about your sexual orientation, or the idea of seeing a woman become president would be almost surreal.
For example, in Mexico, we're having the first female president of Mexico. And not just that, she will be the first female leader in the North American region.
He says his mother had a huge influence on shaping who he is and what he believes.
I have considered myself a feminist person since I was a child, and I think that's thanks to my mom. My mom is a strong women leader. She's a psychologist, and she raised me in this way that women could do whatever they want and who say whatever they wish. I really believe that right now we're living in a moment that there's still hate speech. There's a lot of narratives anti-migrant. There's a lot of narratives anti-LGBTQ plus community. There's a lot of misogynist narratives as well. And we need to fight against those.
On September 15th, he reached a new milestone celebrating Mexico's independence at the state capitol for the first time as Consul General in front of over 8,000 people.
Celebrating our nation, celebrating the pride of the Mexican was so powerful, you know.
The moment took him back to being an 8-year-old dreaming of proudly representing Mexico. This Hispanic Heritage Month, he's focused on highlighting his culture's importance. He emphasizes the importance of preserving and sharing the powerful stories of figures like Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, and his idol Frida Kahlo to ensure they're not forgotten and to teach new generations.
We need to inspire children, boys, girls. We need to inspire them that they can continue this leadership.
With around 18 years in diplomacy, he's dedicated to his work. He's one of the youngest members of the ambassador and consul group in Mexico, and he says it's really helped him connect with people, especially through social media in this new era. And his message to everyone, especially the new generations, is:
if you are target of criticism, if you feel that you cannot make it or you are not enough to do it, just cut those narratives, because anyone can do whatever they want and they can be whoever they wish. And as Frida said, pies para que los quiero, tengo alas para volar. So don't let anyone to clip those wings and just fly.
Now, there is a nonprofit in Modesto helping to change lives in Stanislaus County through education.
The group has been offering free literacy services for Hispanic Heritage Month, and although the month ends tomorrow, ABC10's Marcus Allen is live with details on how they plan to keep it going year-round. Hey, Mark.
Hey, good morning to you. Yeah, they do want to keep it going year-round, and part of that was a fundraising effort over the weekend that beefed up that bottom line that helps them do it. Now, I love when it trickles down. I want you to meet Karen and Courtney. First of all, Karen, you are the executive director, and tell everybody what you did on Saturday. I saw it.
Yeah, I went down the edge, over the edge of a building, and I'll tell you, taking that step backwards off the edge is the worst part.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, I know Spider-Man was there. I can't remember. Did Spider-Man go before or after you?
He went both before and after. He went twice.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it was kind of awesome, and you share something in common with Spider-Man, and all of it was to raise monies for a cause that's near and dear to your heart. How long have you been doing this?
27 years, and it's been a wonderful ride.
Awesome. Courtney? Where does this money go? What are we doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So it goes all into our programs here at Learning Quest. So we're a nonprofit, and we help students earn their high school equivalency diploma. We help students learn to read and write, and also to learn English. So all of that funding goes back into the programs here at Learning Quest.
A lot of success stories, a lot of friendly people doing it. Hi, friendly people. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here. I want you guys to meet Josh. Josh is kind of the stat guy, and he has some awesome things that he wants to show you right now. You want to talk about success stories? Josh, good to see you. Right now, this is stuff that's active right now. You have 5 resumes. That's 5 people getting a leg up. Strategic plans. That's helping people decide where they're going to go, right?
Absolutely. So it's making a plan, creating goals, removing barriers, doing everything that we can to help them to be successful.
I just saw something. Camera guy Don just breezed past. Jail up here. 61 people in jail. People end up in jail usually because of desperation. This is helping people get their diploma, helping them get jobs.
Absolutely. We are helping them to get jobs, but also we're preparing them for the plan once they're released. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, hey, come over here. I think I got some success stories that I can show you around the corner. Sorry, camera guy Don, for the long maze, the long marathon. I'll let him breeze past here and duck into this room so that we can meet you. Hey, good morning.
Hi, I'm Angelica.
Angelica, so nice to meet you. Angelica and her sister both graduated from this program. Not unlike all of these happy graduates here, you got your GED and you've gotten a job. Might not have otherwise found it had not it been for this program.
Honestly, yes. So I started back in October of last year, and so my sister followed the next month after, and so we graduated both in December. So yes, and then we started getting our jobs, and then I got a second job out in Bath & Body with Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's just been a great experience all over.
You are awesome. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to your sister. Again, all these happy people. Back to you.
Marcus Allen, thank you. What a great idea going on down there.
Mark, I need you to run back to the front because that first lady you spoke to, I have a question for her. 27 years she's been part of the nonprofit. So ask her for me, why did she get started and why does she continue to do this amazing work? There she is.
Yeah, you thought we were done with you. No, quick question. Why did you get started doing this? What inspired you?
Well, you know, I had moved here and I thought, what can I do to help this community? And there was a program that helped people learn to read, and that's my favorite thing. So I said, I want to do that. And look at what it's become. We serve 1,000 students a year with free programs.
There you go. Right on. and she dangled over the edge, put her life at risk.
Yeah.
for
Right,
them.
yeah.
Back to you.
Dangled herself over the edge. But also, I'm glad that we were
Thank
able
you.
to get to talk with her
Yeah,
and hear her
yeah.
answer. That was awesome.
That's great. Thank you, Marcus Allen.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Tonight. We're here 24/7 on the free ABC 10 Plus app. You can get your news and weather anytime, anywhere. I'm Laura Painter. See you next time.
I'm ABC 10's Chris Thomas.
And I'm Telemundo's Miriam Villarreal.
Sacramento voters will be making a big decision this November.
They will be choosing the city's next mayor. We're taking the biggest issues and your questions to both candidates.
I want you to talk about whether or not you support clearing homeless encampments. To be clear, you have 30 seconds. Watch Sacramento's Future, the candidates for mayor, Thursday night at 6 p.m. Also streaming live on ABC 10 Plus.